Imagine this. You're 30 seconds into takeoff, aboard a massive Boeing 747. Suddenly, one engine explodes, and the aircraft starts to sink toward the city skyline. Every protocol says the plane shouldn't be flying. But one man, the pilot, does something that breaks the rules of aviation. Why? Because it's the only way to survive. It's August 9, 1978. Olympic Airways Flight 411 is preparing for takeoff from Ellinikon International Airport in Athens, Greece. Destination? New York City. On board were 400 passengers and 18 crew members, families, business travelers, tourists, all expecting a smooth transatlantic flight. But as the aircraft lined up on the runway, no one knew they were about to witness one of the most extraordinary saves in aviation history. The aircraft and the crew. The aircraft was a Boeing 747-200, one of the largest and most powerful planes in commercial aviation at the time. But even a plane that size relies on every engine to perform, especially during takeoff. At the controls was Captain Sifis Migadis, a seasoned pilot with decades of experience, calm under pressure, and respected throughout the airline. Engine. Explosion. With clearance from air traffic control, Flight 411 roared down the runway. The engine screamed at full power as the aircraft reached takeoff speed. But just seconds after liftoff, a thunderous blast. Engine number 3 exploded. The explosion wasn't just a loss of thrust. It crippled the aircraft's ability to climb. Making matters worse, a critical system had been accidentally disabled. Seconds after liftoff, the unthinkable happens. Engine. Throughout 3 explodes, metal shreds through the nacelle, and flames shoot out the back. Inside the cockpit, alarms are blaring. The aircraft is over maximum weight, the temperature is high, and now, down to just 3 engines, it starts to lose lift. But there's a bigger problem. The flight engineer accidentally shut off the water injection system, a crucial feature, meant to increase thrust on takeoff. Without it, the plane can't gain altitude, and now it's flying dangerously low over the city of Athens. Flight 411 is skimming rooftops, apartment buildings, power lines, the Acropolis, all just feet. Below, residents see the underside of the plane. Some later say they could feel the heat from the engines. Inside the cockpit, Captain Migadis faces a terrible choice: follow protocol and risk crashing, or break every rule in the book and fight to stay airborne. Breaking the rules, standard protocol in this situation. Abort the takeoff if you can, or dump fuel and attempt an emergency landing. But at this altitude, none of that was possible. Captain Migadis made a radical decision. He broke away from conventional procedures and chose to keep climbing, retracting the landing gear to reduce drag, even as the aircraft struggled to stay airborne. It was a gamble, but it was the only move that gave them a fighting chance. For 93 seconds, the 747 clawed at the sky. It flew so low, residents of Athens reported seeing the underside of the jet, windows shaking, children crying, car alarms blaring. Flight 411 passed just meters above apartment buildings. One miscalculation, one gust of wind, and this would have been a catastrophic crash into the heart of the city. But Captain Migadis, calm and composed, focused on gaining altitude, inch by inch. The safe return. Slowly, the aircraft stabilized. The remaining engines held. Flight 411 circled back to the airport for an emergency landing. The passengers, terrified and unaware of how close they came to disaster, felt the wheels touch down. The plane rolled to a stop. all 418 people on board were safe. Aftermath and investigation. After the incident, investigators uncovered a series of compounding failures. The engine explosion was due to overheating from a maintenance issue. The mistaken shutdown of the water injection system made matters worse. Boeing later ran simulations using the exact conditions of Flight 411. The results? In every simulated scenario, the aircraft crashed, but not in real life, because a skilled pilot defied the odds and the rules to save hundreds of lives. Legacy of a hero. Captain Sifis Migadis was hailed as a hero, though his actions broke traditional aviation protocols. He retired with honor, and his decision-making became a case study in human judgment, when instinct outperforms procedure. To this day, Flight 411 remains one of the most unbelievable stories of survival in aviation. What can we learn? This story isn't just about a mechanical failure or a skilled pilot. It's about courage, improvisation, and the willingness to trust human instinct when manuals fall short. In the age of automation, we often forget how powerful human decision-making can be, especially under pressure. And sometimes, the rules must be broken to keep people alive. Have you ever heard of a pilot bending the rules to save lives? Drop your thoughts or any similar stories in the comments below. I'd love to hear your take. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and check out our deep dive into the miraculous landing of U.S. Airways Flight 1549, aka the Miracle on the Hudson. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the difference between tragedy and survival is the person in the cockpit.